Okay, so good evening. I would like to know from each one of you that if you have listened to that 72-hour principal session, I want your feedback. That what did you find in that session? Did you find anything useful? Did you find anything which you have actually applied and got some results?
Can I say?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, when you open a 72 hours window, especially where something is a little.
Can't you?
Now, can you hear?
Yeah.
You Now,
can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
So when you open a 72-hour window, it's a long period, and the gravity, especially of anything negative in terms of outside us, in terms of events or happening or something which we have disliked, the impact on our mind decreases. As they say, time solves lots of difficulties. So 72 hours is too long a period for the impact to remain, I think.
But
One.
this 72-hour was something else. It was not about any impact. It's basically a decision-making process.
Yeah. So even your decision-making process, I'm coming back to it. The decision-making process also
changes because now you have had some more reflection and you realize the decision which you had taken uh, within the first few hours changes into a decision which is more reflective, or
Mm.
altogether you think of another alternative decision, another line of direction. I think
Mm.
with 72 hours, these are the possibilities. All decisions go into deep impact, or you think of an alternative.
Mm-hmm. So do you think it's a long window or a short window?
Depends on the situation. If the
Mm-hmm.
situation is affecting me, then I think 72 hours you keep ruminating again and again and again. But if it's insignificant, then I think that 72 hours is too long. As we always say, time is very relative.
Mm-hmm. So
If
72 hour is a window. I'm not talking about that you have to take the decision at 71st hour. You can even take the decision in 7 minutes in that period. What I'm talking about is a window which is being given to somebody to come up with a decision so that at least I know whether I'm in the process of moving forward or not.
then in that sense, the decision will always be a reflective decision based on rationality, where all aspects are taken into consideration. I think that makes a lot of sense. 72
Yeah,
hours.
that is on the part of the other person. So what that person can do, that see, this is what we are doing with others. It's not that we are doing with us. We are interacting with somebody, giving them a proposal, and whether it's a relationship proposal, friendship proposal, or a business proposal. The end, what we are expecting them is to take a call on that within 72 hours, whether it's a yes or no, whether we should proceed with this or not. Even that could be a decision. May not be it's a final decision, but it is a decision that is good enough to take it to the next step, next level. So that is the whole intention. See what happens within 72 hours. Normally, hardly what you could remember of a conversation is 5%. Like even if I've paid full attention to it, and even if I've taken notes of something, mentally you could remember hardly 5% of it after 72 hours. So 72 hours is a good enough window for you to take a call. You can also figure out your pros and cons. You can put it in writing and actually figure out what are your pros, what are your cons, and based on that you can take a decision whether it's a yes or no.
Yes.
So instead of staying hung in between. Okay, so let me tell you something very interesting. See, each one of us is a marketing expert on our own. So whether we have done an MBA or not, it really doesn't matter. Each one of us is a marketing expert of our own. We know how to market us. Every human being. Whether they're making money or not, whether they're making a deal or not, that is the outcome of the way they are marketing themselves, or marketing their concepts, or marketing their ideas. But everyone is an expert in marketing their ideas, marketing themselves. Okay? Expert in their own way. What happens when you learn art of marketing is you enhance those skills. Basically, what happens that you probably unlearn certain things, then followed by you update yourself, then you upgrade yourself, then you upskill yourself, then you upscale yourself. Normally, this is the curve that we follow whenever we develop ourselves for anything. And fundamentally, what we develop ourselves is all about our marketing skills. Even when you're writing an answer to a history paper, whatever you're writing is an outcome of your perception about whatever you read about that particular topic. And whatever you're writing is your marketing. Your marketing skill defines how much marks you are going to get out of writing that answer. The marks that you're scoring in your different subjects, they're all outcome of your marketing skills. That how much or how you motivated, inspired, or encouraged the examiner to give you the marks. So even writing an exam is a marketing skill. You don't need to argue with me. Neither you need to accept me whatever I'm saying. Neither you need to challenge me whatever I'm saying. Just think about this, that if this is so, then what could be possible? If this is so.
If this is so that we are able to market ourselves, or we do market ourselves, not are able to,
Say I say
okay, I market myself, then it clearly shows that it does not match my level of mental achievement which I have planned, which in simplified terms I'll call it my goal. Why have I not reached my goal? One of the strongest reasons is because I have not been perfect in my marketing skills.
Exactly. Very, very nicely put it. And the first person you market your ideas to is you yourself.
Yeah. Always. Always.
You know, like when you and I procrastinate, what we do, we market ourselves to procrastinate. We leave it for some time. अभी कुछ और करते हैं, इसको थोड़ा और delay करते हैं. What you are doing, you are marketing yourself, you are convincing yourself that this can be delayed further for some more time. So what essentially I am inviting you to look how you are marketing yourself to yourself. And that is exactly what you're doing in the world outside as well. It's a very deep conversation. However, it's good enough to think about it. I know you haven't found it in any marketing book so far, so it's okay. But how about thinking that way? And let me connect it with one of my old classes, old sessions, where I discussed that the best teacher, the best trainer, the best coach that mentor, the best mentor you have come across ever since your childhood is you yourself. It's not anybody else. Whoever you think is your best mentor, that person may be mentoring so many people for so many years. But if that person would have been the best person in whatever that person is doing, then whoever he has mentored or she has mentored, they've all become the same. But that didn't happen. You are all unique. The same teacher is sharing the same concept, teaching the same thing to all the 40-50 students in the class. And why not all of them scoring 10 out of 10 in that question when they're answering that question? It's not the teacher who is teaching the students. It's the students themselves what they're teaching themselves. And whatever they're teaching themselves, that much they are writing in the question, in the answer sheet, and they're getting the marks for that only. The teacher is only sharing his or her perception about the subject, about the topic, in his or her own words. So if there are 5 teachers who are teaching maths in this class, in the school, for the same topic, these 5 teachers will share the same concept in 5 different ways, because they have their own perception about that particular topic, and they're using their own words, own vocabularies, own connecting the point, connecting the dots, own words, own phrases to explain that, own stories to connect with those concepts. The same thing is happening with students also. So the teacher is the same, the topic is the same, the way it has been taught is exactly the same, the way it has been presented is exactly the same. It was the same one blackboard or a green board at the back, and the teacher is using the same one chalk to write whatever he or she is writing. It's all one event. But there are 40 different teachings happening in that room, because each individual child is teaching himself or herself whatever he or she wants him or her to teach. It's not the teacher's credibility. Teacher's credibility ends till he puts all his effort to explain whatever he wants to explain. So the best teacher, the best mentor, the best coach, the best trainer that you have come across so far is yourself. Because whatever you manage to teach yourself is whatever you learn. So if that is so, then the way you are marketing yourself, anything, is exactly the way you are marketing yourself to the world outside. If you're saying, I'm not good at this, exactly what you're telling the world outside, I'm not good at this. If you're saying, I'm supremely good at this, that's exactly what you're going out and telling that I'm supremely good at this. When you are saying that after coming back home from my office, from my workplace, I want to entertain myself for 2 hours on television, maybe watching news or sports channel, you are marketing yourself those 2 things. It's not Netflix or the sports channel they are marketing you. They are only telling you, we are here, we are showing this. They are probably influencing you. But ultimately, the person who is marketing you to invest or spend those 2 hours watching the television is you. It's not they. So at the same time, you could have marketed yourself to attend this session, and you are in the session. Those who couldn't market them to be in this session, they are not in this session. They marketed them to listen to the session. So I know the moment I put it on YouTube, people will start watching it. I see the numbers go up. That's what they market themselves. And eventually they sell it to themselves, and they don't even know that they're buying it. And the currency that they're using to buy that, what they're selling themselves is time. So you are the best marketing person you have ever faced till date, and you are the best salesperson you have ever discovered or you are met till date. So you market yourself first, and then you sell yourself, and you buy that by paying through your time.
Hello.
How many of you noticed this? I believe you are in the session and not doing anything else. You're actually attending the session. See, that's why attending the live session is very important, particularly the sessions which I take. The more you attend the live sessions, the more you get the opportunity to discover yourself at the earliest in a structured, systematic way.
Sorry.
The point that I'm making is the best marketing person that you have met so far and the best salesperson that you have met so far is you yourself.
So let me add something. The best person you're saying in terms of marketing, that means I should have become my best, but I have not become my best. That means I am the worst. Since I'm the worst, I have reached what I am, where I am.
It's not should. It's not should. It is.
No, that's so okay. Then I would
It
say
is.
I am not good. I
It is
am
because
not good.
how do
So
you know it is should? Because whatever you have trained yourself, that is the highest that you could train yourself. How do you know that whatever you have trained yourself is less than what you could have trained yourself? बाकी तो आपको पता ही नहीं है.
no, I have not upgraded my skills or my
Yeah,
knowledge.
तो अपग्रेड कहाँ पे कर रहे हो आपको पता होना चाहिए ना. The moment you discover that this is the area where I need to upgrade, then you can take the next step. That okay, now
Yeah.
let me market this upgrade to myself, and then sell it to myself. That means at least take out my time to do it.
Yeah.
So whatever you have taught yourself till date is the best that you could do with yourself, the best that you could teach yourself, the best that you could market yourself, the best that you could sell yourself.
Very optimistic, you know.
क्या?
It's so
Because इससे बेहतर अगर हो सकता था आप अभी तक कर लेते ना. अगर आपने नहीं किया है तो you have marketed yourself. इससे बेहतर अभी मेरे को लेना नहीं है. This is okay with me. It's okay with me. I don't need a higher version of Mercedes. मेरे पास जो वाला Mercedes है वही सही है. अभी the same person is telling yourself probably that I don't need this Mercedes. I may need some other car, or maybe Ajim Premji. When there was Maruti 800, he drove Maruti 800 for so many years, almost 2 decades. After that, now he is driving Wagoner. He doesn't need any luxury car. तो लग्जरी कार वाले के लिए एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट है if he drives one. So forget Ajim Premji. Let us look ourselves. These sessions are all about myself. It is not about anybody else. The best teacher trainer, we have already discussed it in one of my sessions. Best teacher trainer, coach, mentor that you have met so far is you. Today we are talking about moving one step ahead. The best marketing person and the best salesperson that you have ever met till date is you yourself. It's not the guy at the showroom. That person is only sharing whatever he has to share. The decisions that you are taking or information that you are sharing with what you are learning is essentially and exactly what you are teaching yourself. You only know what you have taught yourself. You do not know anything beyond that. Even what I'm saying today, You probably didn't ever thought in this way. So naturally, since you didn't thought in this way, you didn't think in this way, so you didn't apply it also. So now you have got access to this new thought. Okay, whatever I know today is because that is exactly what I taught myself. Whatever I don't know, I don't know. It is not because of that does not exist or I didn't have access to it. It is because I choose not to teach that to me.
So no, I don't agree.
I marketed that to me also, that I don't need it. And eventually I sold it to myself. And then I said, Abhi nahi chahiye. And then whatever chahiye is exactly the same way. It happened exactly the same. This is what I want. So once you get to know about anything new, you ask yourself whether you need it or not. And you ask all the questions. Probably you look for all those points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, through which you convince yourself or you market that product to yourself. Yes, I need it. And then you sell it to yourself. कोई salesman आपको आज तक कुछ बेच नहीं पाया. That person only made all the efforts to influence you. The person who ultimately sold it to you is you yourself. The other person is saying all the features about that product. Then you are telling yourself also. That person probably is saying 10 different features about that product. You picked up 6 of them, and those 6 of them you are telling yourself, yes. Imagine you are buying a sari. So there could be 10 different parameters. Out of those 10 different parameters, you probably convince yourself on 6 parameters. Maybe it's the color, maybe it's the cost, maybe it's the texture, maybe it's the specialty of the sari. What is so special about it? ये कहाँ से आता है? Whether you have that sari in your stock or not, in your wardrobe or not. So there are hundreds of different types of silk sari. You probably have 19 of them. You didn't have the 100th one. Now you discover, oh my God, this is a new one. I love silk sari. So I'm buying it because it's a silk sari and I don't have it. So that could be your marketing strategy to sell that sari. Maybe you have some color preference, but that seller is saying, these are the only colors that we have. Now you prioritize that I didn't have this particular silk sari in my wardrobe. That's why I need it. It really doesn't matter what color it is. So who is marketing it to you? It's not the person who is sitting on the other side. It's you. And if you can afford it, you're selling it to yourself as well. And if you can't afford it, you won't sell it to yourself. Probably you will wear that sari once in a year on a special occasion. You may not wear it twice, but others will then remember that yes, you wore that sari in one of the previous events. Observe how you're marketing yourself. How you're marketing yourself for a particular event. Though the sari remains the same. But to participate or to attend a different event, you are marketing yourself which sari to wear. What other ornaments you will be using along with it. Accessories that you will be using along with it. You are marketing. And this process is happening throughout the day. I'm just telling you, giving one simple example. Even the food that you're preparing and the food that you're eating are two different marketing strategies. Had you been in a restaurant where you are not preparing it or not even uh, doing anything else, you just need to choose. And to choose, they are giving you options. So these are the options I have. So they are giving you say 300 options, including all the kinds of foods they have. The one that you are choosing is the one that you are marketing yourself. It's not the waiter. You are probably taking certain clarifications from the waiter. इसका खासियत क्या है? What is the specialty of this particular dish? Gravy होगा नहीं होगा? How much hot it would be? What do you mean by sweet and sour? Sweet or sour? Which one is more? You're asking these questions. Basically, what is happening? You are asking yourself, and you're using that waiter to clarify and get back to yourself with the answers. And at some point of time, you make it a point that the marketing is done. Let us go ahead with this, and then comes the selling part. You take a final. Chalo ye de do, ye de do. Throughout the day, you are doing this. The point is that once you know this, what is possible. Essentially what I'm doing, I'm giving access to your user manual of this instrument. You don't know how you're using it, but now you're getting some sense of how you are using it. Okay, think about this. Stay in this thought for at least 1 week. Come back next Tuesday and share your experience. Even when I'm saying this, whatever I'm saying, that this small activity which I said, that practice it consciously for next 7 days. मेरे बोलने से कुछ नहीं होगा unless you tell it to yourself and you direct yourself to do it. Unless you direct yourself to do it, unless you market yourself, practice it for next 7 days, you are not going to do it.
Can I say something? Have you finished? Can I have ask some doubts? See, what you're saying is I 100% agree with you, but at the same time, I have some doubts. Could it be that this situation has arisen? Let's call it that there is a lacuna. Now, why is the lacuna there? For two reasons. One is the teacher or the influencer, let's call it the influencer, has not been powerful enough to influence me more so that I can take more. Okay, one part. So let's say that the fault, let's say fault. I cannot think of a better word, so I'm saying fault, but it's not the right word. Or less is on the part of the influencer. in different situations. It could be the marketing person or the teacher or whatever it is. This will change from situation to situation. This is one part of it. The second part of it is I have not upgraded myself mentally, physically, awareness, feelings, thought, knowledge, skills, all included, to enable myself to sharpen all these things and take in properly. So the lacuna or the situation persists as it is. Is that the reason? So I'm trying to say that let's call it fault or less falls partly on the part of the influencer and partly on my part also. It isn't that I make a choice. I make a choice because I am not powerful enough or knowledgeable enough to take a higher level decision. So my decision goes at a level which I don't want, but which I have to accept because my skills, my knowledge, my capability, my ability, I'm greatly falling short of. And when these two sides improve, the influencer and the influenced, maybe the situation would be better and we could lead a better life. But we are not leading, and hence it brings about your, I wouldn't say dissatisfaction, but somewhere issues still remain and they need to be clarified. So even when I take a marketing decision, whether it is writing answers or whether it is buying or whether it is influencing or whether it is interview, I still have something more to say because of these reasons. Could that be the reason?
See, whatever you are saying is based on whatever knowledge you have access to or whatever resources you have access to. You cannot talk about something that you don't know because you don't even know that you don't know. So you can talk about something only when you know about it or you don't know about it. But if it is something which you don't know and you don't even know that you don't know, you cannot think of its presence. Let me give you a very simple example. Corona phase 2. Many people got to know for the first time that there's something called oxygen in the air, which is what I am alive. So to keep myself alive, I need oxygen. It's not the air. It's not about my breathing capacity. It's the presence of oxygen which is important. My lungs is not fit right now to absorb or to take in oxygen enough from air. So I need a supply of oxygen. So many people got to know about the importance of oxygen or presence of oxygen in the air only during COVID phase 2. Now, this information, you were not aware of it. And you don't even know that you don't know that there is something called oxygen in the air which keeps you alive.
I think when we talk in terms of educated people, we are taught these basics
I'm not getting into education, ma'am. I'm talking about very basics. It's forget about education. It's all about knowledge. आपके पास अगर वो knowledge नहीं है तो नहीं है, और अगर knowledge है तो है.
कैसे? Can you please clarify a little bit?
Let me put it in another beautiful way, another very simple way. So, see, there are many brands in the market, but you don't know which company owns those brands. Now, if you don't know which company owns those brands, how do you invest in that company? How do you buy that company's share?
Yeah.
For example, so Jockey is a brand. Now, the owner of Jockey brand is not Jockey.
Yeah.
It's Page Industries Limited. Now, if you don't know that, and you don't even know what you don't know, how can you invest in that?
Yeah.
So you are searching for Jockey. कहीं मिल ही नहीं रहा. Education ka sampark nahi. It is all about the knowledge that you have access to, the resources that you have access to. Now you got to know, okay, it is not the name of the company or the name of the stock is not Jockey. Jockey is a brand. I have to find out the company which owns this brand. So now you got to know that I have to find out the company. Only then you will take the next step. Now you're marketing yourself. Hey, go and find out. Then probably you will go on the internet, on the Google, and you'll find out who is the owner of the brand Jockey. And you get to know that this is the company. Then probably ask for that. What is the script code of this company? And then you will go to Sensex or maybe PSE, NSE, kahin pe bhi jao, and then you buy it. This is what I'm talking about. Now there are companies, you know about these companies, but probably you do not know what are the brands they own. There's a company called Jubilant Food Works. Probably you know them, probably, but you don't know which brand they own. Now they own a brand which is called Domino's Pizza. Okay. ऐसा भी हो सकता है, you know the brand, you know the company name, but you don't know they are connected to each other. This is what I'm talking about, and you don't even know that you don't know. So you always market yourself based on the knowledge that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever I'm sharing in this direct interaction, you are only picking up some part of it. Now, the more you listen to this conversation, you will discover, "Acha, Pinaki ne ye bhi bola tha. Oh, acha, Pinaki also said this. Oh my God, I didn't notice that this is also Pinaki said." Okay, people came, people went. I forgot to take the picture. Can I invite everyone to be on camera for a minute?
I think it was too philosophical, so you were deep into it.
Yeah, see, this is what I was sharing in the beginning, that so the topic is the same. The teacher needs to look for the words, relevant words using which he or she can share his perception about that concept. And the same concept, now when you will go and talk about it with somebody, you will probably use some different words, different phrases. You will add your own experiences also. You will add your own knowledge base also to share the same point. Yeah, everyone in camera, quickly, 1 minute. Like the way I take these screenshots, I invite people. I say that, okay, come on the camera, look at the camera. Okay, keep your eyes wide open. And then let's count 1, 2, 3 together. And let's freeze at 3 for a few seconds. And then I will take the screenshot. This is also a way of taking a screenshot.
Preeti, yeah, there she is. Binal. So if you unmute and say, maybe the person will be able to hear. I think it's in your this thing, you know? Yeah.
So this is what
There.
I'm talking about. Right? All right. So here we go. Look at the camera, keep your eyes wide open. And let's count 1, 2, 3 together. We'll freeze at 3 for a few seconds. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant.
I still don't agree with you 100% with what you said. That I think something more in terms of influencer, something more in terms of the influenced would change the picture, let's say for the better. And both are possibilities because the human mind and the human capacity has unlimited potentiality. We have not uh, exploited that for
Yeah,
whatever reason.
I'm
So
not
if we,
challenging
if
that. I'm not
no, no,
challenging
no,
that.
no, no, no. So if that is done, then the picture in terms of our choice would be different. So
Yeah,
let's,
so naturally, the more information you get, the more resources you have connections to, the more wise will be your decision. It's okay. See, this is the process. The whole point is the point that I'm making tonight is that you get to this point that whatever you have marketed yourself today, or whatever you think somebody else have marketed you, is not the correct thing. Whatever you know about something is what you marketed yourself. It's not the other person. Other person made all the attempts to share whatever he wants to share about that product or service. Eventually, what you choose to listen is what you told yourself.
yeah, so I'm coming to the same thing again, what I said. The best from the giver and the best from the receiver is what is expected, but it doesn't happen so. This is my stand. Whereas you're saying, yes, the giver gives the best, but the taker is falling short. This is your stand. Whereas my stand is the giver has not given the best or not has been as powerful as to influence the taker, and so it is less because the giver is more knowledgeable, so he should be more powerful and he is not, so definitely the influenced person takes less.
You know what happens? We can go a little deeper on this. The whole point is that there's a difference between hearing and listening.
Yes, certainly,
Okay,
certainly,
hearing
certainly.
is what the person is saying, and listening is what you want to listen. Your interpretation about what is being said.
No.
Listening is always your interpretation about what is being said.
Hmm.
Unless you make yourself completely present and listening with full active attention, that you are not attaching any meaning, any interpretation to whatever the other person is saying.
Well, I think
No
hearing is
feelings
a
attached.
hmm.
Listening means exactly what is being said, no feelings attached. It's not that I think this is what you said. It's all about this is what you said. That rarely happens. So active listening is a skill that you need to develop. And that's why I'm saying whatever I've said, if you listen to this recording 10 times, you will every time you will discover something new.
Mhm.
Forget about this session. Take a simple 5-minute song.
Hmm.
If you listen to that song 10 times, you will discover 10 elements of that song, 10 different elements of that song. Lata Mangeshkar used to say कि जब सचिन भाई, सचिन दादा, when he used to explain how this song to be sung, she could pick up hardly 10% of it in the first instance. Now, do you mean to say Sachin Dev Burman failed to, to tell Lata Mangeshkar exactly how this song to be sung in the first attempt? No. So she used to sing, listen, 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 listen. ये ट्यून ऐसा नहीं होगा, वैसा होगा, वैसा नहीं होगा, वैसा. Small, small changes. This is what I'm talking about. वहां पे तो सिर्फ 7 नोट्स का खेल है. पकड़ना
So,
आसान है, लेकिन इतना भी
I,
आसान नहीं.
so may I say again something? From what I have understood, according to you, the influencer is perfect, and the
I'm
influence.
not saying he's
No, no,
perfect.
no, 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 no. 1 minute. He's given so much more, whereas the influenced person takes less. In that sense, one is perfect, one is imperfect. Let's accept these terminologies. Whereas I am saying both are imperfect, and hence the problem arises.
Well, did I
I am
use the
trying.
word did I use the word perfect in my communication at
No,
all?
no, you didn't. But I'm trying to say, because I want you to understand it, and I'm not able to choose a better word. So the influencer is also falling short, and the influenced person is also falling short. This is my stand. Whereas your stand is a little different. You seem to be saying that the influencer is more powerful and or 100% perfect or better or whatever it is. And
Did
the
I say
influ
that?
No, you didn't, but that's what I understood it. That
Your
the
interpretation.
no, 1 minute, 1 minute. I am just trying to say there's a difference in our perspectives.
Hmm.
Yeah. So for you, the influencer is more powerful, and the influenced is not as powerful because he has not been able to take in as well as he was given. Whereas I'm trying to say the influencer himself is not powerful, so the influenced person will remain less powerful.
Ma'am, let me put it once again. I didn't use any of these words.
No, no, you didn't
These
use
are
any
your
of these
words.
words. Agree,
These are
बाबा
your words.
बाबा ऐसे नहीं मैं बोल रही कि I'm trying to share these ideas
I
that
got
there's
it.
a
I
difference
got
between
it.
your perspective and mine.
I got it. See, it's all
Like
about
in teaching, I
perception.
always say once the teacher is perfect, 95% of the problems are solved. This is my stand.
Okay,
So the
remove the
teach
word perfect.
ideal, excellent, or whatever it is. What I'm trying to say is the influencer should be so powerful that he's able to influence the person, but it doesn't happen. So I'm trying to say the greater fault or the greater lacking or the greater, I don't know what, now don't catch me for my words, but catch me for my ideas, is the influencer needs to be more powerful, so powerful that he can influence the other person. But in reality, it doesn't happen. This is what I'm trying to say. If my
So,
marketing skills are good, I will be able to sell even a refrigerator to the Iceland people.
very true.
So
Very true. So you can make an
I
attempt
am
to say,
trying to say that the
is,
influencer needs to upgrade himself in so many. Sorry. So you understand what
even
I'm.
I got it, ma'am. I got it. See, this is whatever you are saying is that is what being traditionally there. I'm not challenging that at all. I'm just adding to it is if that Icelander markets that refrigerator to himself, only then he will go for it. It's not because of what you said to him. It's what he
Oh,
is telling.
Buddhu ho. I think this way. I think this way that the Icelander is Buddhu. But the marketing person should be so powerful, whether he's
To,
intelligent or whether he's Buddhu or whether it is I am so powerful that he will buy my fridge.
okay, well, it
This
is
is
not
my
even about powerful.
yes, this is what I'm saying.
I
So the
got it.
influencer should be
It's
so powerful that irrespective of the rest, it should work.
so
You understand?
what do you mean by powerful?
Well, use your knowledge, your skills, your marketing abilities, your capabilities, your demonstration, your convincing power, your negotiation skills, your feelings. I'm trying to include everything. So you go with all that force, then you are always going to be successful, irrespective of what the other person is.
Let me put it this way.
This is what the Americans have done.
I got that.
They still sell trash around the world, junk food, but their marketing skills are so good that even the intelligent people and all over the world, across countries, culture, they still buy and they are happy. It's not just buying; they shift from that zone of comfort to something more powerful, which I
Yes.
would term as
My
happiness.
question is what makes them buy it? Is it that person or is it they themselves?
Not themselves, it is the marketing of that person.
Well, I disagree. It is they themselves.
No, yes, that is what I said. Our
Think over
perspectives
it.
are
Think over
different.
it.
No,
Think over it.
you think over what I said. क्यों दूसरा कितना भी
See,
बुद्धू हो,
whatever you are
I can
saying, it's there in the traditional market. Whatever I'm saying is how
modern view.
how you what makes you buy something, what makes you convince yourself, what makes you uh, motivate yourself, what impacts your decision strategy. These are all your own. And whatever I'm saying, it's not my words. This is according to neuro-linguistic programming. Every human being has his own convincing strategies, own motivation strategies, own decision strategies. A good marketing person is someone who could identify the other person's motivation, conviction, and decision strategies, and based on that, he pitches his sales call.
Yes, this is the modern view, what you said.
Yeah.
What you say is the modern view. I fully agree with you.
This
But
was
at
there
this,
always. The whole point is why a salesperson is successful in selling it to somebody, because he or she could identify the motivation strategy, convince strategy, and decision strategy of that person. I will come to that in the future sessions. So the point is that once I get access to it, that this is your motivation strategy, this is your convince strategy, this is your decision strategy, I will use the same words, same intonation in my conversation to talk to you. एक गाड़ी आप खरीदने जाते हैं, some go to buy the car for the color, some go to buy the car with the exterior, some go and buy the car for the interior, some go and buy the car for security. The salesperson first asks you which is the car you purchased last, and they will ask you उसमें ऐसा क्या खासियत है आपने ये गाड़ी खरीदी, and that is how he gets an idea that these are the things probably you are looking for in this car also.
so this is your view. Again, I differ on that. And I still say that if the marketing person is so powerful, he will convince him so much that
How he will know?
one minute, that he will take a decision for the, let's call him client. Why?
वही तो मैम आपको कह रहा हूँ that
why?
a good salesperson, a good marketing person is someone who could identify what are your motivation, conviction, and decision strategies. The moment I identify that, I'll put my sales call or sales pitch exactly the same way.
So he takes a decision for you.
He convinces, I won't say he takes a decision for you. What he does is he is employing your conviction, motivation, and decision strategies so that eventually you take the decision. See, unless you sell yourself, nobody can sell anything to you.
Well, they are so powerful nowadays that the receiver or the client or whoever it is, suspends his disbelief.
We'll come to that.
He suspends his disbelief and he goes in the domain of impulsive buying. Bol rahe, it is so good, let me buy it.
We'll come to that.
This is
and
what happens.
Let me tell you one more thing. The moment you take the buying decisions, that transaction happens, it is an emotional decision. उस time सारा logic खत्म हो जाता है.
Exactly. So that is what I'm saying. You suspend your disbelief.
Okay, we'll come to that.
This is poetic terminology.
We'll come to that. So
Yeah.
what I'm essentially focusing on is that whatever that salesperson is doing, eventually what is happening, how the sales happens. I'm talking about that here, how it happens here. So if I get access to your user manual of your brain, I will use the same techniques. I will use the same words that you are looking for. We'll come to that. Neuro-linguistic programming is all about that. Neuro-linguistic programming, how you are using the language patterns of that particular person to program his mind to take the decisions that you want him to take. That is what NLP is all about.
Yeah.
We'll come to that. That's why I picked up this topic of marketing. I know it's a very challenging and it's very exciting. And whatever I'm telling you, ma'am, I am applying it all through my activities. So now I'm convinced that it works exactly this way. And that way I am sharing my experiences. So I'm not saying that whatever I'm saying is true. I'm just inviting you to look at it from this angle. Like I always end my sessions with this one question. With this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself now? It is just a new awareness. I'm not challenging anybody. I'm not challenging anything. I'm just sharing a new awareness. That with this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself? Okay, we'll come to it. We have just started this session with this strong note. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and also consider what I said. That is also very powerful.
Yeah, I will listen to all of them. See, I'm reading Philip Kotler like anything. I'm reading Brian Tracy like anything. So I know what they're doing. I am not an MBA, but I'm good enough to understand what things are being discussed.
Yeah,
So
that is what
I
I
look
said.
at it
I
from
am
my
into
own angle. I'm just
marketing.
connecting the dots with
I am there into
neuro-linguistic programming.
marketing and I know how what works also.
So I'm connecting it with neuro-linguistic programming. I am saying whatever works. My question is how it works.
Hmm.
That is where neuro-linguistic programming comes. That whatever is working, how it is working. वो क्यों काम कर रहा है? That's why no, nothing is being challenged. It's all about the how part, how it works.
Yeah.
The moment I know that this is how it works, then I can make it even more effective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chalo,
Bye
next
bye.
is
Good night.
bye. Good night. Bye.